Hello listeners and welcome to the Golden Joystick 2012. Today we're going to be looking at the racer shortlist, another really exciting category that I'm personally got a lot invested in. So joining me in the debate today is going to be Ian Wilson and Alex Dale, looking radiant from CVG. Hello boys. And beautiful Matthew Pellett, who somehow got even better looking since we last met. Matt, how are you today?
Still worried.
Stick.
That's good stuff. It's okay, Pele, it's only a script. So, looking through the categories, again, a bit of an eclectic selection, Dale. What do you reckon?
Well, 2012 looks like the year that arcade racing made a comeback. Firstly,
Put it on the box.
Firstly, we had Dirt Showdown, which took all the arcade excess of the Dirt series, which is always a bit confused where it should go next, and just made it a full balls-out package to great effect. And then we got Ridge Race Unbounded, very underrated, except in Edgewood, got 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But it's from the guys. I think people came into expecting a Ridge Racer game, sideways racing. Actually, it's made by the guys who made Flat Out. So it's complete right. Sort of. It was
great series.
Yeah, great series. It's closer to Burnout 3 than anything else. It was a bit brown to look at, but actually, once you learnt how the drifting worked and how the idea was to chain together sort of wipeouts of other cars, it was a really great fun arcade game.
Excellent. PC fans will obviously see Trackmania 2 Canyon there. That was a great game, and another one of these games that's so enabling. Great courses, crazy over the top action, an amazing community, and we're fully expecting those guys and girls to get behind that game. Twisted Metal made a return. Interesting, and it was pretty good.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, no one into mad vehicle racing here. A bit more of a straight up racing fans. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really nice to see David Jaff take a break from sort of the God of War things and get back to his roots. And I think there's a place for those kind of games. I guess I'm just a bit of a multiplayer fan. Driver San Francisco, Ian, I know you're a big fan of that.
I am, yeah. That was it. Kind of came out of left field a bit, that one, because obviously the Driver series had kind of lost its way a little bit.
Well, Ubisoft seemed determined to kind of re-empower Reflections and get them back in the game.
Exactly, yeah, and it what resulted was just a really good game. Just all the sort of driving stuff aside, just the actual story behind it as well was kind of.
I remember in the run up to launch, everyone was very critical of it. Yeah, they were worried that the whole, the body swapping thing would just be this tacked on lame sci-fi element.
It's a freaking game. It's also a game.
But
it's a video game.
Well. Yeah. Well, the thing was, I came back from a trip to Newcastle to go and see it about a year ago.
You got the glamorous job.
Yeah. It's nothing like a night out in Newcastle. And I was like, do you know what, guys? This game's really good. No, don't talk to him. He's gone. But no. And what it was it's for Shift. For those that aren't familiar, you could just go out into a top-down view and pick any car you wanted. The premise is that Tanner's in a coma or something. It just doesn't matter because it's a game.
Don't try and explain it, Dave. You've only got a couple of minutes.
And it was just something you don't often see in racing games, and that was something new.
Yeah. I can't believe Forza 4 hasn't been mentioned yet. I mean, it came out now kind of back end of last year, so it's kind of just missed the cut-off point for last year's joysticks. And I mean, even Tim Weaver, who plays one game every millennia, removed it from his Xbox 360 disc tray.
He's been raving about that recently in the office. There's a couple of guys in our team have been playing a lot of Forza recently and just saying how amazing it is.
Isn't it interesting that it's kind of almost officially sort of supplanted Gran Turismo, and it's taken quite a few iterations, but maybe not quite sales-wise yet, but I think critically now the tide has shifted, and it's obviously there is no Gran Turismo this year, so it's not in the category, but it's really interesting that maybe Forza can really push on, maybe with the community behind it, and kind of establish itself as the killer racer.
Forza is an incredible beast. Like it is a racer that caters for every sort of racing fan. Like if you want your more rally style, like drifting games and stuff, there are modes within Forza. There's a scoring system within Forza to play for that. If you want your straight up simulator a la Gran Turismo, it does that as well. It does many different things for many different racing fans, and for that reason I expect a lot of people to get behind it and vote for Forza. But I mean, again, some great games on this list. Need for Speed, I think the run, a lot of people will think it had an off year last year, like it's back to Criterion again this year. I think with Most Wanted, we're really going to see it back up on the pedestal that it deserves to be.
Had some great ideas, the run, though, didn't it? I mean, really interesting ideas.
It did. I think for a lot of people, like the whole QTE stuff out of cars just didn't necessarily.
I just imagined I was Burt Reynolds in the Cannonball Run, and it was all just like amazing.
But I will say this: Frostbite 2 did an amazing job at making that a glorious racer to play and to look at.
That engine is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great to see what they can do with that in the future.
So, thoughts on who's going to win it, Matt?
I think Forza 4. Although what I would say is that the Dirt's a series which has evolved over time, and a lot of people have said it's gone to arcade or whatever. We want to go back to the rallying roots. Dirt Showdown is a game to be celebrated by every single person out there, because if you're a fan of Dirt, then this splinters off all the stuff you love, all the new stuff, the Gymkhana and all those other modes, into a game where you can just digest it, sit down, digest it all in one go. But if you weren't a fan of those modes, it scoops them all off and pushes them aside into a Splinter series. So the next Dirt 4, is going to be back to classic rallying. So
sounds like, I'm sure your brand envelope from Codemaster will be in the post. Dayla?
It's not a personal favourite of mine, but I think Forza 4's got the broader reach, and I think it'll win quite comfortably.
Ian?
I think that enough people have played it, they're going to have fond memories of Driver San Francisco and and what went on there. So I'm going to go with Driver.
I think Trackmania. I can imagine the community getting behind that and doing some more mobilised block voting, getting that. But just because I love clowns, I hope Twisted Metal wins. So agree or disagree with our panel of crazy men? Go and visit goldenjoystick.com and have a vote. You can also vote on Facebook now, which is clever. Visit us on Twitter, where there are loads of compos and fun chat going on. So hopefully see you there.